Well, welcome to CL 101. I know this is Andre's class, and he probably had a lot more planned. And Charlie came to me and said, well, we need a teacher, and I've done 2 CLs, so I figure I know a little bit about it. Now, you've both seen the CL manual, you've kind of looked at it. How much understanding would you say you have?
Without being presented a guide that one of my club members gave us, it would have been extremely difficult to understand.
Well, they came out with this program, how long have you been in Toastmasters?
Since March 2009.
Okay. And
we were chartered in October.
okay, so fair enough. We used to have a program called, what's now called the old CL, which was you serve as club officer for 6 months, you do training, and you do 2 Better Club Series or Leadership Excellence Series speeches, and you would qualify for the Competent Leader. Well, that's now the Advanced Leader Bronze, so they've changed the program. The new Competent Leader, which is what this manual is a lot like the Competent Communicator, but you can skip around a lot more. And it involves, of course, 10 projects, but instead of just doing 1 speech per project, you'll do multiple roles per project in most cases. So if you open it up, and I know that there's a chart in the back that lists what kind of roles can fulfill what the project involves, but I found this chart isn't very accurate.
Amen.
Yes. Thank you, Charlie. The best way to go through it is start with project 1, and it can, like I said, you can jump around. I'll get to that more later. You see that it's listening and leadership. And just like the Competent Communicator, it gives you hints and tips and instructions on how to be a better listener. Well, then you flip back to the assignments. And there's Speech Evaluator, Table Topics Master, All Counter, and Grammarian. You do not have to do all 4 of these. I've seen people who do every project in here and think they have to do every project. You do not. Up right below where it says Evaluation Guide for Listening and Leadership, there is Note to the Evaluator. And in this case, for Project 1, you only have to do 3 out of the 4. Then you're done with it.
And how do you know that? Is it written somewhere?
It is written right underneath Evaluation Guide for Listening and Leadership. So you do not, for all these, I don't think there's any where you have to do every single one.
Just from giving feedback is all.
Let's see, Project 3. Oh, this is one where you do have to do all 3, but most of them you do not. Some of them you only have to do 1 if you do one of the major ones like schedule a club contest and run that. And Project 2 is critical thinking. It involves pretty much being a speech evaluator, a grammarian, any of those real evaluation roles. And again, it's just like Competent Communicator. These skills do build on each other, and later on you get more and more complicated projects. You do not have to stay on the same project. Let's say you're a speech evaluator 1 week, and you're going to be a speech evaluator next week, but you haven't finished Project 1. Well, you can give this manual to someone and say, well, I'm done with speech evaluator in section whatever, but I have a slot in the next project. Would you evaluate me according to that? Okay, that's fine, and then you can get credit for that. Now, if you've done speech evaluator all across the board, you don't need it anymore, obviously that's not going to help you. But this is really a way that you can do the ordinary club roles, timer, evaluator, grammarian, all counter, and get some credit for them. So each project will tell you exactly how many roles and if there's any special requirements, such as, I believe, 6. Okay, Project 6 is organizing and delegating, and you only have to do 1 of them, but it's help organize a club speech contest, or a club special event, a club membership campaign, or a club public relations campaign. So those are bigger projects, but you only have to do one of them. Now you complete it by obviously completing all 10 projects, and then you give this to your, you make sure you're all signed out in the back of the book. And you might want to provide a spreadsheet to your VPE that says, yes, I've completed this. Use the, for the date that you completed it, it'd be the last project. So if you finished project 1, the last thing you did was just yesterday, you would fill in 1/15/09 for that completion date, and then you'd have your VPE sign it.
Well, if it was just yesterday, it would have been 2010.
Did I say 2009?
You did.
Oh gosh, that's terrible. And now I'm recording a film as being an idiot. Everybody loves that.
Yeah, I have a quick question.
Okay.
If you've got a roll every week, how long would it take you to finish that seal, maybe?
If you did a project every week, and you can only get credit for one at a time, I should make that clear. You can't get speech evaluator done 5 times over in this, just from one speech evaluation. You have to do it multiple times. Sorry. I've calculated it can be as little as 23 or to 24 or so.
So half a year.
Yeah. But if you're in multiple clubs, you can get credit from both clubs for each club you're in. So that can speed it up too. But the nice thing is, if you can work this anytime. Anytime you've got a role that will fill it, give it to someone to do a written evaluation of you, and you will get credit. So there's almost no reason not to bring this with you to every meeting you go to. Get that credit you deserve. Just like the competent communicator, when you finish it, you get a nice certificate. You get credit for your club towards the Distinguished Club program if they don't have their leadership awards yet. And you can get a letter of recognition sent to your higher-ups if you have that. Or just whoever you want to rub it in the face of, that you're awesome and got a competent leader. Are there any other questions on competent? I know you came in a little late, so how familiar are you with the CL program?
I'm pretty familiar with it.
Okay.
Did
I say anything really off base then?
No.
Okay.
If the club is thin on membership, you could finish the manual in 2 months.
Now, I'm not sure if, say, you filled multiple roles at the club, say you were both the timer and grammarian, that you can get credit for both. I want to say you can, but don't quote me on it yet.
Oh, sorry, please let me
Go ahead.
apologize for what I just said. I thought competent communicator you can finish in 2 months.
Right.
If you're short on membership, but for the competent leader it takes far more.
It takes a while, because
I've
you're just
seen
doing a
people
role,
work on that.
a role per meeting, even if that, then
Yeah, it says you can't do that. It says if you perform 2 or more of these roles during one meeting, such as speaker and topics master, only one of the roles may be used.
I thought it might be a big catch on that. Okay. Darn.
So if you're filling multiple roles, you can't be evaluated against both of them?
No, you can only pick one. Thank you for correcting me on that.
Well, you know what? That may just be 2 within a project.
I don't know.
I mean,
Well,
that's
the
what it
thing
says
is, well, if you turn it in, it doesn't really, when you turn it in online, when your VPE does, or whoever does that in your club, they turn in only that completion date on that project. So theoretically, I guess you could, but it'd be sneaky.
You know, what
So
we're
the
trying-
rule
what
is
we're trying
officially
to-
for the camera,
Are we trying
one
to
project, one,
Are we trying to be a good leader, or are we trying to beat the system?
right.
You know, so that's.
Amen.
Thank you.
That's legacy leadership.
Yeah.
Oh, that is good.
Okay. That's a lot of the competent leader. There's really the secret to getting this done is saying, I want to do it, bring that manual every time, schedule with tell your VPE that yes, I would like to complete this for your club, and make sure you get scheduled for the roles that you need. And especially since some of these projects are, say, membership building or host the contest, you need to be one of those people that host that contest. So make sure you're the club contest chair. Okay.
Sorry.
Any other questions on CL? Did it become any clearer?